Hey everybody, Derek Gilman here, and today we're going to discuss Connoisseur's tools and the Connoisseur's toolkit. Tools that you use when you're consuming cannabis, it's just a fantastic way to individualize your experience and to effectively express your individuality as a consumer, such as what I have right here. I like to store my flowers inside these Myron Glass Jars. Number one, a glass jar is just the best place to store your flower. It's not getting crushed, it's not getting exposed to the air. And with this particular jar, the Myron Glass Jars, they don't get exposed to harmful sunlight rays. So that's one tool. I am a joint smoker, and so a lot of the tools that I use are a little more specialized. So why don't we have a look inside my toolbox here and see some of the tools that I brought here today to show you guys. All right, for starters, we have my loop. The loop allows you to effectively evaluate the product, get a closer look at what's going on in that flower, maybe identify some contaminants. And it's just a whole lot of fun to use too. If you've never crawled into that little world that's going on inside that nug, I highly recommend trying out using a jeweler's loop. All right, so the other tool I have here is my lighter. As a joint smoker, my flame source is very critical to me. What's important for me as a joint smoker is that I'm using a nice clean butane and it's burning at the right temperature. This one happens to be made out of sterling silver. I'm a big fan of precious metals with the tools in my toolkit and try to incorporate them whenever possible. It's one of the pride and joys of my tool collection for sure. The rolling papers you use, for me, it means club rolling papers. The club rolling papers, they're just tremendously thin. Again, they burn cleanly. I'm only tasting the cannabis and nothing else when I'm using the club rolling papers. I've got my grinder. I found this one here. It's just a nice magnetic closed lid. I've got some Burt's Beeswax. Sometimes I get a little chapped lip. I notice if I'm smoking a joint, the paper will get stuck to my lips. It's never fun. So I keep a little lip gloss in my toolkit as well. I've got some hemp wick in here. I use this actually when I'm using my chillum. Had a great chillum session with Frenchie Cannoli a few weeks back, and again, it comes down to a clean heat source. All right, after I finish rolling my joint, I like to nip the ends with these cigar scissors, and what that does is it provides me with this nice clean end to which to smoke my joint with. I end up getting less of those particles in my mouth when I'm smoking my joints. This ashtray here, this thing is 60 years old. It's got this beautiful sterling silver top to it. It's got a little individual holder for the joint, which I just love, and it's made out of crystal. So this is just a great example of taking some of those tools that were used for cigarettes or cigars, and repurposing them. For me, it works. It's a beautiful complement for my joints. This vintage rolling tray that I have, it's got the old Job logo on it there, and some Musha art, which is just, beautiful. I've got this little tamping tool, which is convenient whenever I'm refilling my lighter. Anytime you refill one of these butane lighters, you always want to just kind of, burp out whatever remaining air might be in there once it's been empty. It's also great as a dab tool. It's actually a cuticle tool, but again, I've repurposed it for my functions. It was just perfect for my needs, and it's a multifunctional little tool there. My joint holders, and effectively, again, they're repurposed cigarette finger ring holders. This one here is from 1907. It's made out of sterling silver. It's this beautiful little antique piece. It has these hallmarks right along the top edge here. That's how I know exactly what year it was made. I know it was made in Birmingham, England, and I know that it's sterling silver based on these cool hallmarks. I've got another sterling silver piece that was made in the 1920s. This one's a little slightly different, form than the other one. It's got these two little hands that clasp the joint in this instance. Got this neat sterling silver slider on there. It's just a fun piece. And then last but not least, I've got my solid gold joint holder. Yes, the solid gold roach clip. And again, it's just a nice, classy way, to individualize your experience, to maximize your enjoyment. I can't tell you, every time I break out, this solid gold roach clip at a party or at a function around anyone that's never seen it before, it just maximizes the enjoyment for me. So once you got all your connoisseur's tools, ultimately you're going to want to get yourself a box to put them into. This is a jewelry box, you know, an antique leather covered jewelry box, but effectively you can use anything. My daughter likes to use just a little Tupperware container, you know, but it's just having a place to house your tools. You know, they come in wooden boxes, you can use little glass cases, all different types of stuff. Use your imagination, be creative, do lots of searching on the internet, and find stuff that it's individualistic to you. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on the Connoisseur's Toolkit, and I'm Gilman. Take care.